Hello, welcome to JH Coaching. John is here today as well, so we're together for this session. And we're going to talk today about racing and why you should race. So we've collated 5 reasons, they're not the only reasons, but 5 good reasons why we think it's good to race. So a lot of people are scared of racing. They think it's for real athletes, for people who are maybe better than them or that they're not good enough to race. Have you got some experience of that?
A couple of things. I did a few races before I went to university, and they were okay, and they were sort of low key because they were called challenge walks almost, but they were really long distance fell races. And then when I went to university, I joined the running club, although I didn't think I was much of a runner, and got persuaded to do cross country, and I was fine. So all the fear was wasted, really. I wasted a lot of energy being scared, and from there, I loved running. I've been running ever since, so the last 30 years, I suppose. What about you? You any?
Yeah, similar. I think I started running to keep fit, to stop smoking, and I never really thought about racing. I thought that racing was for people who were proper runners. But I did join a club. I was convinced to join a club, and their attitude to it will come along, have some fun, do a race. Some of us will be really good, some of us will be less good. There were some people in the middle. And I think my worry was, oh my God, what if I'm going to be last? I'm going to be the last one. And in actual fact, I wasn't the last one. I didn't win, but I wasn't the last one. And it was really nice because there was a really nice feel to those low-key, it was cross-country similar to you, low-key races. And if you passed another woman, they'd be like, oh, well done. And then if another woman passed you, they'd be like, oh, well done. And that was really nice. It was just nice to feel like you were running in a group, and competing, but running in a group as well, in a supportive environment.
Yeah, doing the best you can, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're very unlikely, only one person can be last, and even if you are last, then you get a big cheer. You know, it's actually not a bad thing to be last. You've still completed the course, and you've had more value for money because you've been out for a bit longer.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So our 5 things that we were going to talk about are the first one is races provide a focus and a goal, and having a focus and a goal gives you motivation to get out and train, perhaps when it's not such good weather. And even if your main reason for running isn't to do races, it still gives you that focus. And it's also a focus to plan your training to try and be a little bit better. And I find that a much better motivation than just trying to keep fit.
Yeah, well, you know what you're getting fit for, and you know how fit you're going to need to be, whether that's I need to be able to complete 12 miles or 6 miles or whatever. You know what you're aiming for.
Well, 5 kilometres nowadays for me is quite a challenge.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. So that's a really important, we've touched on it before. I think you touched a little bit on it in training plans, and I touched a little bit on it in the annual training plan, that having a focus for the year is a really good way to motivate yourself to get out the door.
Yeah, or even shorter term, a focus for the month, or
yeah.
So yeah, it's a great enter a race, and then you've got something to look forward to, and something to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So another thing about racing, which I really like, is it does bring confidence and a sense of achievement through the process of training for it and actually then doing the race and completing it. So it can really help boost your confidence, not just in the racing side of things, but in other areas of your life as well. Because you think, oh, well, I've achieved this, I had this goal, it was a bit of didn't know whether I could complete it, but I have done it. And that can be a really positive part of your life and a part of your mental wellness, as well as your running confidence.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. If you whether you're pushing the boundaries of your endurance to see whether you can do a longer event or trying to get faster, that as you gradually get faster or longer, it really builds confidence that you can achieve things, and that flows through into the rest of your life. A totally different thing really is that creating friends and building closer relationships, being plunged into a race environment with your friends is an amazing shared experience, and most of my friends, certainly most of my long-lasting friends, are from running and cycling.
Yeah, and I mean, I've certainly had experiences, especially in longer races, where I've actually made the friend in the race. I remember doing my first off-road marathon. I was really scared that I would get lost, and there was a woman who was a similar pace to me, so I just ran with her. But that was really nice because we actually learnt a lot about each other because we were chatting as we were running, and then you know, we kept seeing each other at different races. Oh, hello, it's you again. How are you doing? How are you running? And that was really nice. That was it. It meant that there was someone that I knew in other races then, as well as someone that I'd sort of grown quite close to just through the process of that run.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been a battle. I've had numerous events where I've been racing against somebody that I didn't know. And when you, obviously, if it's a shorter event, you can't really talk during the race, or if it's an off-road bike race, nowadays I do mountain biking, you're concentrating on staying on the bike and dealing with the terrain, and if you're not trying to deal with the terrain, you're trying to deal with a massive hill. So, but when you get to the finish, you usually shake hands and chat, and then, as Claire says, you know, you probably meet the same person at another event, and then and of course you've got your club mates that you're probably travelling with and meeting up afterwards, meeting in training sessions. But the race, I think, is like a high intensity event that brings you together, and that's what I've found anyway. Yeah,
there's something about all having the same goal at the same time, I think, which does bring people together.
Yeah. And then racing is an adventure. If it's a local race, it's a mini adventure, and if it's a race further afield that you could maybe stay overnight for, then it's quite a big adventure. And my first racing adventure that I can think of is travelling up to the Pen y Ghent race with my mum in Yorkshire, which is where I'm from, Yorkshire, but it was a slightly different, it was probably about 30 miles away or something. And that was quite an adventure for me. I think I was about 20th or something, which I was amazed at how that. And then onwards got the bug really and raced in Europe. Hitchhiking to races is quite an adventure when you can't afford to get the bus or the train, and which nowadays we look for races and forms a sort of structure for our holidays and trips.
Yeah, we've had some great holidays, haven't we, and road trips, just from sort of thinking, oh, there's a few races there, or there's a race here that we really want to. I'm thinking of that Uka Vertical that we did in Croatia. So it's a great way to not just do a race, but to see a new countryside and a new country and compete with other people from different countries as well. And certainly for me, being in the mountains in a new country is I feel like I know a little piece of that country after I've done that as well. So it's great. And adventure's a great thing to have in your life. I think it's a really exciting goal to have, to think, oh, whether, you know, you just on the weekend you're going out into the hills to do a more local race or a big adventure abroad. It's great to have those things in your life, those little good things to look forward to.
Yeah. And when you've been on the adventure, you've got an amazing memory, and which is our fifth thing. I was just thinking back to did a road trip around Czechoslovakia when it was still Czechoslovakia before it became the Czech Republic and Slovakia, with some friends, and we flew there and we found these races and we couldn't speak any Czech, and we went into Slovakia, or what is now become Slovakia, and we couldn't speak Slovakian, but we managed to find accommodation by making bed signs, and surprisingly in the pubs after the race we met people and somehow managed to communicate, and we had a great time. And those trips are amazing memories to look back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Some of my favourite memories are memories of holidays with races, or just amazing times with friends as well. You know, got pictures of me, you know, with a group of us coshed into a camper van the night before a race, all excited about doing our race up in Scotland the next day or whatever. It's good. It's good memories to have.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, we would say, get out there, create some great memories, get some races booked into your calendar and get out there and do them. You'll have a great adventure. And if you do have any adventures, we'd love to hear about them. Follow us on our Facebook page, or you can check us out on www.enduranceBikeandRun.com, where you can also read a little bit about some of the races that we've done. We've done some blogs about those as well, which hopefully will inspire you.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if we can help you in any way, I mean, that's our business. We love to help people go on adventures. Get in touch, whether that's informally or formally. We're always happy to answer emails and help
definitely.
people out. So thanks, and hope you enjoy the next video. Bye.
Yeah, happy racing.